Hello, and welcome, huge festive welcome to day 23, can you believe it, of our Advent Calendar adventures? Woo! Let's dive in before we think of anything else today. Right, now then, we're on, there it is, of course it is, right on the tippy top. That's where we like to see it. And let's see what we're stuffed, look, stuffed, full of stuff. Ooh. I'm just not sure what on earth is all this. I think there's another little thing in there if I can find it. I saw it briefly. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. How very curious. Now, let's just see. What shall we do? What shall we do? Let's have a look at these. Very curious. Now then, what have we got here? Oh, well, straight away, I can tell you, it's a stinky little cinnamon stick. Not too stinky. I'm not a great fan of cinnamon. However, in winter nights can be very tasty in a drink or two. And it's quite mild now, so that's all right. Cinnamon stick. Dried bit of orange borage. Very odd. Anyway, a little tiny little thing of, star anise, I think you'll find. And then a little bit of dried apple. Now, what on earth can we do with these? I wonder. I expect you're wondering the same thing too. Well, we can't eat them. I think they're well past their tasty date. So I'm sure you're thinking, what a lot of nonsense and not very, very, very wonderful. But I can tell you that I've just had an idea of how to turn your don't fancy it into how fabulous. Let's give it a go. I know, I think I know. Anyway, when I opened the drawer today and we saw just what was inside, which was our rather curious collection of dried fruit and a bit of a cinnamon stick, which is still quite stinky. But anyway, that's all to the good. I think maybe a little bit of disappointment, if I may say so, very possibly. Fair enough, because we weren't quite sure what to do with them all. Well, I tell you what, I think we can create the most magical decorations with them. Can you believe it? And not for hanging on trees or anywhere. I think there's nothing like getting a beautifully decorated parcel, particularly at Christmas time. So let's see, shall we, what we can do with these little things and all nature. You see, I've been out and wobbled about the garden and tried to pick up some other, because it gave me inspiration. Oh, and I tell you what, I don't know if you can you smell that? Lavender. Delightful. So I thought maybe let's not put, I'm a bit of a tinsel girl myself normally, so I go crazy with the tinsel and wrapping, but I thought this time, why not go back to nature as we've been given this little sample, and let's see what we can create out of our little natural wonders that we've got all around us. Why not? Okie dokie. So with your help and between us, I hope that we will be able to create something rather fabulous. So dive in. Now, the first thing I wanted to show you, because I think this is quite an interesting thing. So I've got this little parcel. Shh, no. Did you hear that? Did you hear something? Because I mustn't forget that the elves, as we know, are working in their workshop, but they may be just their little ears may be flapping at any moment. So I must just remember that. So remind me if I forget, won't you? But this is a little parcel that may be for one of the elves, if they're very, very good. So, but it's just brown paper, because I thought, let's try a little something different this year. But there's no need to think, I've just got a brown paper bottle. That's not very exciting, is it? Not very exciting at all. Well, I can tell you, we can make it exciting. So let's do it. Now, here we are. Let's make a little bit of a space. Now, what I thought was, I can smell that lavender, that's delish. I think what we can do is, we've got our sturdy glue gun here, which we do like, but we must be careful about because it's very, very hot. So you may need help with a glue gun if you're going to be using one, or you could use a stick thing or whatever you like. Now, because I think what we ought to do is, actually for this one, because of the length of it, I think we'll take some lovely greenery, just got from the garden really, and it should last if you do it, later on. So you see, we can put it across the top. Do what you think about that. Little bit of the yellow bellow. We love a bit of that. I think, do you know what? That came off what looks very much like a bit of a holly thing. But I don't remember seeing the yellow. It's rather cheerful, isn't it? So we've put the yellow with that, which is rather lovely. We could even put some of the lovely stinky lavender, which is a lovely smell. And already, I hope you agree, that is looking really rather lush. Do you know? We could even have another yellow, shall we? Just to go crazy. So when we've got them on like that, I mean, you could glue gun them. Maybe shall I try that? Just on the bottom, as it were. Just see if we can get a little strip of something here, just to help us, because I don't think you need very much. It dries. Oh, look at the steaming. Do be careful, as I say, when you're using glue of any kind. Now, let's just try, because it might help us with our little, what we need to do. So we'll stick them on there. Stick them on there. Try and get them so that we're in place in the way we want them to be. A little bit of colour peeking through. So I don't know if you enjoy. Do you enjoy wrapping presents at Christmas time, or is it a bit of a chore? Oh, Scottish Elf says she loves it. So I hope that you enjoy it as well. Now maybe I'll take those off. Do you know what? I think I might take those, because they're rather interfering, these leaves, with our decoration. Get off. That's it. And I know sometimes it can be a bit of a chore, but I think if you do it in this way and you make something of it, you know, here I am. I hope I'm not making a mess of it. You know only too well that I'm not the most jolly crafty person, but I'm giving it my best shot. That's all we can do. And I'd like to just give you the idea of it so that we can see all the loveliness. Yes, that's rather nice. Dare we say. Right, so we're getting that in place now. And I think if you make more of anything, or decide, right, I'm going to embrace it, right, I'm going to grab it, like present wrapping or anything, then I think you can probably have more fun with it rather than thinking, ooh, a bit of a chore. But just think of the pleasure. Just think of the pleasure you're going to give when you give your parcel to the person you're giving it to, and they look at it and they say, oh, what joyful parcel wrapping is that? So I thought we could just put a little bit of a bow. You don't even have to really make it a bow. You could just put it in a little tie. So you've got a little hint of red festive ribbon. Do you know, I tell you what, if I say so myself, ta-da! A little funny brown parcel, suddenly, I hope you agree, becomes a really festive, lovely present. I like that, don't you? What do you think, Scottish Elf? Is that a goodie? It's a goodie. Okay, we're agreed. Well, I have to say I'm remarkably surprised at myself. Perhaps I should snip off. I'll snip off the ends, shall I? Oh, there we go, so that they don't interfere with the... there. But otherwise, I tell you what, I'm astonished at myself. But let's put it down. Let's put it down somewhere. So that's a little tiny brownie one, brownie paper, which I think, you know, I think we've done really quite a fine job on that. Now, with this little box here, we're going to try something just a little bit different. Now, see if you like it. So we've got it all wrapped up, and any paper is fine. But what I thought we would do, which is rather fun, and you may not think so yet, but I hope we will. We take some clear, whoopsie, never mind, we won't worry about it, we don't need it. Here we go. Now, we take clear paper, clear cellophane, and even though this is a little bit small, but we wrap the parcel we've already wrapped in the cellophane. Yes, I know, it's a curious thing to be doing, but just bear with me if you will, because I'm hoping that you'll be astounded by the end. So, we get it like that, and then we've got a nice little bit of, nice little bit of ribbon, let's be having that, which we can put to the front, let's do that. So I'll just tie a little bit of ribbon, so it's a lovely wrapped box and re-wrapped. So that might be nice. We actually can just leave it like that with a sort of tie. I've got a little bit of a cellophane feather head, which we like. You could go crazy and get, you can get that big cellophane, and you can get quite coloured cellophane, but not really coloured, just sort of a slight sheen or something like that. So, but this is fine, this is all good. So we take this, and you may think that that's it, but it isn't. Because now, if you remember what we took out of the Advent drawer, which we weren't entirely sure about or necessarily that pleased with because we couldn't all gobble it up. So I thought, why not use it in a wonderfully decorative fashion for our parcel? What do you think? Give it a go, that's what I say. Now, so you have to bear with me if you will, because this was an idea, but again, it is not something that I've necessarily tried, although I've seen it, and I think it's really effective. So we get our little bits of dry fruit, and also our cinnamon stick. That's lovely. And we make the arrangement before we go any further. So I don't know if that's enough, is it? Might be. That's quite pretty, isn't it? A little bit, thank you, Scottish Girl. And maybe a little hint of, from the garden, you see? A little bit of festive red and green. So that's jolly. Now, this is the tricky bit, but I'm hoping very much. So what I need to do now, actually, is to make, in fact, I'll just get rid of that for a second. Make a little hole through my dried fruit, and then little bit of handy jolly wire. So we take the wire, and if I can see where I made the hole there, and then pop it all the way through, and then maybe we put this like this. Oh, I'll be so thrilled if this works, won't you?
Yes.
Thank you, Scottish Girl. Right. I think we've got it. And let's try it. Now then, our finale banale with our decoration. There we go. Pressing. Oppa! What do you reckon? I think that works a bit of a treat, don't you? I'm quite pleased with that, if I say so myself. And thank you for your support and encouragement, I should say. Wow. So there we are. There it might seem a little bit of an effort, but you know what? I think it's so lovely to receive a beautiful parcel that actually I'd be happy just with that, you know. I could sit there and enjoy that all Christmas Day. Here we are. So there we go. That's our parcel. Both our parcels. Quite pleased with it. Oh. Well, you're saved by the gong, gang. Saved from having to go through it all again with another bigger parcel. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to stay here while I say goodbye to you. Keep sparkling. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow.